and welcome to section 7.5, which is basically more factoring. Yay, we love factoring. Okay, so just to recap all the things that we've covered so far. First thing that you do when you factor a polynomial, we ask ourselves, is there a GCF? That's the first thing. Okay, then once you've factored out the GCF, we ask ourselves, how many terms are inside the parentheses? Is it 2 terms? 3 terms, more than 3 terms, and each possibility has its own different strategy for factoring. So if it's more than 3 terms, you do factoring by grouping, okay, where we split it up into 2 different ones, and then we take the GCF from each, and then we combine them. If it's a trinomial, then you ask yourself, okay, is the first number, the leading coefficient, a 1 or something else? If it's a 1, then you just do, the factors of C that combine to become the middle term, right? And if it's more than 1, we can do, we notice that if they're squares, you can use a special product, right? If it's a perfect square trinomial, or we can use AC method. If it's a binomial, means that there has two terms only. We check if it's difference of squares. That means that it's a difference, and then both are perfect squares. Then it factors into a plus b minus b. If it's the sum of squares, that's not factorable because sum of squares do not factor. If it's the sum of cubes, we follow the formula, and difference of cubes, same thing. Okay, so we basically ask ourselves, is there a GCF? Factor that out. Then is it a binomial, trinomial, or have more? If it's a binomial, what kind of sum, or if it's a difference? Trinomial, what kind is it? Is it a equals 1 or a does not equal 1? And then if it's more than 3 terms, we use factor by grouping. So let's go ahead and use this. So first of all, what's our first question here? We have 4x to the power 5 plus 12x to the power 4. What's the GCF? So the GCF for this expression is 4x to the power 4, okay? So we will write that out, 4x to the power 4. We factor that out. That's going to leave us with an x plus 3. And that's not factorable, so we leave that as is, okay? That's as far as we're going to get. Here, the GCF is 9b to the power 5. So, 9b to the power 5, we factor that out. That gives us 5b plus 3, and that's it. How about this one here? Do we have a common GCF? No, we do not. Okay, so we can do AC method, right? AC is 24. What are the factors of 24 that when combined become negative 11? So if they're both negative, negative 3 times negative 8, that's an 8. We combine them to become negative 11, and the product is 24. So then remember, we replace the middle term with this. So that's going to be 12x squared minus 3x minus 8x plus 2. And now we do factor by grouping. So the first two, GCF is 3x. That leaves 4x minus 1 in the denominator. For the second, 2 terms, let's factor out a negative 2. And that leaves us with 4x minus 1. Okay, great. These are in common. So then it's 4x minus 1, 3x minus 2. Okay, let's do a few more. We have g cubed plus 25g. GCF here is g. It's a lot of g's. What's left is g squared plus 25. Now, some of us might go from here and think, okay, this is g plus 5, g minus 5. It's not, because this is a sum of squares, not a difference. So this is actually your final answer. Okay, here we can factor out a 3. That gives us 4y squared minus 25. Oh, this is a perfect square. This is a perfect square, right? 4y squared is 2y. The square root of 4y squared is 2y. Square root of 25 is 5. So this becomes 2y plus 5, 2y minus 5. Minus 5. Sorry, this looks like a plus, but it's a minus. That is going to bother me. Minus 5. Okay, and then finally here, this looks like a perfect square trinomial. Let's make sure. This is 2a squared. This is minus 12ab. And then this is plus 3b squared, right? So 2a times 3b, 6ab times 2, that's okay, fine. So then this factors out to 2a minus 3b quantity squared, okay? How about this one? We have, this looks like another trinomial, perfect square trinomial. Let's make sure though, this is 3m to the power 2. This will become 7n to the power 2. What's, so, you know, on the side, what's 2 times 3m times 7n? That becomes 42mn. So yes, that's exactly the middle. So then this factors to become 3m plus 7n squared. Okay, here we have a common factor of 4. 4 goes into each of these. So this becomes, or actually 8 does, doesn't it? 8 divides everything. So 8, we get y squared plus 2y minus 3. And then in the inside, this is just negative 3. What are the factors of negative 3? And when I combine them, I get a positive 2. So if you multiply negative 1 times a positive 3, you're fine. So then that just becomes factors into y minus 1, y plus 3. So that's it. Don't forget the 8 on the outside. All right, 2 more for this section. Here we have a GCF of 5. What's left? U squared minus 3u minus 54. So then what are the factors of negative 54 that when I combine them, I get negative 3? Okay, let's think about that. So 54 is 9 times 6, right? So negative 9 times a positive 6 becomes negative 54. And when I combine them, I get negative 3. So that's perfect. So then I can rewrite this as u minus 9, u plus 6. And that's it for this one. Okay, one more. This has 4 terms. So right away, that should tell us, hey, this is factor by grouping. So the first 2 factor out 3x. I get x plus 6b. The second 2 factors, let's factor out a negative 3a. That gives us x plus, sorry, this is a 2b, sorry. X plus 2b. Now these are the same, so your final answer, you have 3x minus 3a times x plus 2b, but wait a minute, this has a GCF of 3, so let's go ahead and factor that out. So 3 times x minus a, x plus 2b, okay? So I guess we could have actually taken out a 3 in the beginning, sorry. Okay, so that's it for this problem and this section. So here is your homework assignment. Good luck, happy studying, and I will see you on the next video.